Mr. Martin, if you will introduce yourself, please give us your name and your DOC number.
My name is Leroy T. Lewis Martin. My DOC number is 501334.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Well, let me explain our procedure to you. This is a parole revocation hearing. First, I'm going to, First, I'm going to go over your parole revocation questionnaire. Then I'm going to read to you the allegations where it's alleged that you violated your parole. I will ask you whether you plead guilty, not guilty, guilty with a statement, or not guilty with a statement. Then you'll have an opportunity to discuss this with the board. Then you'll have an opportunity to make whatever statement you like, and then we'll turn it over to your lawyer, Mr. Michael Miller, to close out for you. Mr. Miller, would you please make an appearance for the record?
You don't need.
Still on mute, I think.
All right.
There you go.
Michael Floyd Miller, bar number 25795, 211 Burt Boulevard, Benton, Louisiana, 71006.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Martin, do you have that questionnaire in front of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is that your signature at the bottom of the page?
Not on this one, but one of them I do have. Not on this one, but one of them I do.
Okay. Well, look at have you read those that application? Have you read through that? Are those questions all accurate and correct?
I read through them. Yes, sir. I read through them.
Okay. And you are represented by Mr. Martin, is that correct? Mr. Miller, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you ready to proceed with our hearing today?
Yes, sir, I am.
I'm going to ask you I'm going to read you the allegations, and if you wish to consult with Mr. Miller before you plead, that's certainly okay. Number 3, you have not stayed at your reported registered address as instructed. You have stayed away from your reported registered address on various occasions without permission or notification. How do you plead to that charge? Do you wish to discuss that with Mr. Miller?
Not guilty with a statement.
Okay. Number 6, you failed to provide any proof of employment to your parole officer. How do you plead to that?
Not guilty with a statement.
All right. Number 8, you were referred to Psychology Associates of NWLA on 8/12/2023 for treatment. You failed to attend and successfully complete sex offender treatment as directed. How do you plead to that?
Not guilty with a statement.
All right. And finally, number 9, you made it impossible to visit you at your reported registered address as you did not stay there consistently as directed. On multiple occasions, the residents of your reported registered address of 418 Camellia, Vivian, Louisiana, stated you hadn't stayed there for multiple days at a time. How do you plead to that allegation?
Definitely not guilty with a statement.
Okay. And whose case is this? That's mine. Okay. Your case has been assigned to Mr. Roche. Would you please answer any questions he might have?
Thank you,
Yes.
Mr. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, Mr. Martin.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Good. You said you want to make a statement. You pled guilty to the charge of violating condition number 3. What is your statement?
I pleaded not guilty. My statement was number 3. I would live at this address. I didn't have nowhere to live, and I had just came home. I had been home like not even a good month, so I didn't have nowhere to stay. I was living there, and let me see.
Okay, you said you were living at the address, right?
Yes, sir. I didn't have nowhere to stay.
And why why didn't you answer the door when your parole officer came to the door?
If she did, I might have been in the shower. I was out with my brother or something like that, job hunt, the early morning, but it wasn't like I have seen her there. She did come see me there to the house.
Okay. Who were you living with? Who were you living with at that house?
My aunt Maggie Holmes.
Then why would your aunt say that you were not living at the home for multiple nights?
I don't think she would say that.
It was documented at your preliminary hearing that your aunt told the parole officer that you had not stayed at that home on multiple occasions. Why were you living beside it?
That's the only place I had to stay. I didn't have nowhere to stay. And when they did come, they sent a whole bunch of parole officers. They sent like
Sir. Then why would your aunt say that you were not staying there?
I have no idea.
Okay.
She didn't say that to me.
Okay. Condition number 6.
Okay.
You failed to provide proof of employment.
I was on SSI, Social Security, and I just got home. I wasn't even at home, not even a good month. I was just released.
Okay. Were you looking for employment?
Yes, I was. I actually went out for a couple days with my brother, and I was actually able to pay her. The first month or the second month, the first month, I was actually able to pay her.
And pay her? Who's her?
Miss, because they gave me so many parole officers, but one of the ladies' name was.
You were able to pay your parole fees?
Yes, sir. Because I did some work with my brother. I left early that morning on different occasions, at least 2 to 3 times, and I made a couple dollars, so I was able to pay her, and that was it. But other than that, I'm on SSI.
Why would you not give your parole officer information that you were looking for a job and document where you were looking?
It's difficult to explain, but I'm disability. I'm on disability, sir.
Okay. Condition number 8. You said not guilty. What's your statement?
I was such also submit a drug guilty. 8. She didn't never ask me for no string. She never asked me for one.
And then why didn't you complete your sex offender classes?
I didn't have the money. I went to the class and they told me, I went to the classes. No, I went to the place to do the little paperwork. They gave her a letter. They said I had to have the money up front. And they said, whenever I get the money, come back. And like I said, I wasn't even out there a good month. So I had to get the money. I didn't have the money, but I did go and they gave her a letter.
Okay. And how soon after you were released did you report to the sheriff's office and register as a sex offender?
Maybe a few days or something like that. Not long. It wasn't long.
Okay. But you had enough money to pay your registration as a sex offender, right?
I didn't complete it, but people donated the money. People helped donate money.
Okay, you didn't complete your registration?
Not on time. They gave me time to pay the $60. I paid it, but I didn't pay it on time when, like, it's hard to explain, but it was paid. So people was helping donate me. I mean, they was helping donate money for me. It's hard out there. Like I said, stand out there, not even a good month.
Well, Mr. Martin, as a sex offender, when you were released, you knew that you had some obligations and rules and regulations to follow as a person that was on probation or supervision. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. And they was paid. I paid them. I got them paid. Sir?
I received a letter and I read the letter. So tell me about the letter that you sent to the parole board with allegations that the law enforcement of the DOC was tracking your activities.
Yes, sir. I was that with that situation, actually they had some kind of undercover sting going on.
And, okay, and what about the implants and things in your gums and your teeth?
Yes, sir. They were facts. It was supposed to be for my protection.
Can you elaborate a little bit more?
Well, they had this undercover operation going on, and it was
Did you-
supposed to be.
Did you agree to work in this undercover operation?
No, I did not.
And how did it end up?
It ended up the word they was informing me with certain things, but they still convicted me, and I think it's still an ongoing process. I'm not sure about it, but I'm still waiting on the answer myself. But I did get jumped on and beat up and stuff like that pretty bad in and out of prison. So that was one of the reasons why I believe they put that implant in my gums.
Okay, have you ever been diagnosed with any mental health disorders?
For his post-traumatic stress disorder and manic depression.
And what type of medication are you taking?
None right now.
When did you get off your medication?
When I left prison, when they released me, which was somewhere in June or something like that, June or July.
So what you trying to tell me, while incarcerated, you were taking medication that was prescribed for you because of your mental health disorder, and once you were released, you stopped taking medication.
No, I had to get everything together. I had to sign back up for Medicaid, different things like that. I had to sign up for Medicaid. I had to sign back up for my SSI, so it was difficult. Like I said, with that short time period. So
it is my understanding, it is a policy of DOC. If your medication, when released, you give it at least 30 days of that medication.
Yes, sir.
Were you given a medication?
Yeah, I came home with some medication.
Did you take it?
Yes, sir.
Did you just tell me you stopped taking your medication?
Far as when I ran out.
Yeah,
When I ran out.
days.
Ma'am?
After the 30 days, you didn't have any more medication, so you didn't take it anymore.
Yes, ma'am.
You got out June the 7th.
Yes, ma'am. So when I ran out, I couldn't take it no more when I ran out.
Yeah, on July 7th.
So
Sorry, Ms. Rose.
that's all right, Ms. White. So we still have the contention that you never visited your parole officer and you were never home when she made home checks.
No, that's false. Actually, I talked to her and she came by. I actually talked to her, she came by, and I used to go to visit her at the office. I went to the office and I went to this place where they meet up at and like going towards Texas. So yeah, we have seen each other.
Thank you, Mr. Martin.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Mr. Martin, is there anything you'd like to say before we turn it over to your lawyer?
Okay, one more thing.
I'm sorry, Ms. Wise has a
I
question.
have one question. Were you ever able to get your SSI restarted?
No, ma'am, I was still waiting on the process.
You had went to the Social Security office and did your part.
Yes, ma'am.
And when they released you from prison with that 30 days of medication, they also gave you an appointment to go see somebody, didn't they?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you go?
Yes, ma'am.
And they didn't continue your medication? Where was your mental health appointment? Where was it?
I had a mental health appointment at the Social Security Administration office, and she gave me one to go to this psychological class, but the lady wouldn't accept me because she said,
that's your parole officer did that for your sex offender stuff.
okay.
Let's go back to June 7th when you got released from the prison. They gave you some medication and they gave you some paperwork. Did they tell you who you were supposed to go see next for your mental health appointment? You don't remember?
No,
so you didn't go to see anybody?
Besides the Social Security Administration.
Okay, that's all you went. Okay, that's what I wanted to know. That's all I have. Thank you for answering my questions. That's all I had, Chairman.
Thank you, Ms. Wise. Mr. Martin, is there anything you'd like to say before we turn it over to Mr. Miller?
Yes, sir. I didn't get all my full credit. I was actually arrested in May the 1st, in 2017, and I didn't get that credit for that. And they gave me credit for time served. But I didn't get credit for that.
Okay, all right.
And I do
Go ahead.
I do forget easily, just like they do through head injuries. I suffered some severe head trauma. I got permanent brain damage. Yes, sir. So it's difficult. But for as me being cooperative, I'm very cooperative. Very.
Are you back on your medication now?
Not since I've been here, but they're gonna start me back on it. I talked to somebody.
Mr. Miller? Are you still on mute? No.
Oh, no.
Yes,
Yeah, Mr. Martin, you said you had SSI at the probable cause hearing with Agent Masters. Were you able to provide her with information pertaining to your SSI disability?
Actually, I brought her some paperwork, and she didn't take any copies, but I brought her paperwork.
Okay.
I seen her. Yeah.
All right. And you also mentioned today that you worked for your brother. Is that the haircut on the side job you were doing?
No, my brother, he work in the oil field, but that side job, yeah, that's something I do on my own with the haircut thing.
Okay. And you said you had listed, or they verified your address on Camellia Street in Vivian. That's your aunt's. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
What's this address in Rodessa that you listed down to Agent Masters?
That's the one that I was supposed to be living at, but she wouldn't let me live there. So she told me I had to stay at the one that were with my aunt. She said I had to stay there.
All right. And so you were released, what was it, June 7th or 13th?
The 13th. Somewhere like that, like the 7th, 13th. I think it was like the 13th. Yeah, it wasn't the 7th, like the 13th.
And then you reported as ordered to Officer Masters. Is that correct?
I certainly did.
Were there any other agents, parole officers that you
Roll and Tuggle, they was there. They was present.
okay. And the only time that I guess it was Agent Masters came to your house and said your aunt said you weren't there.
And she had to lie because I actually talked to her while my aunt
Hold
was
on,
there.
that would have been, I think Agent Masters said it was around between Sunday and Wednesday at the end of July, Wednesday being July 26th. I believe you were picked up on July 28th or 7th. So were you working with your brother at that time?
No, I went to go see her. I called her. And I was, but I called her and I was picked up August the 4th. And I went to go see her. And somebody had called her on the phone and they had arrested me. But she was like, once I brought the check to and everything like that, and that's when they arrested me. But I went to go see her.
All right, so you're out approximately 3 to 4 weeks. Since you've been incarcerated for 90 days, have you been given any notice from Caddo Parish or any other law agency that you were in violation of any crimes or registrations as a sex offender or anything like that?
No, sir, not at all. No
The
other
only
crime.
legal proceeding you have right now is this parole revocation hearing?
That's it. And I wanted to read some things to you.
Well, hold on. Okay. Is there any other things you want to add to these allegations raised in the bill of particulars that you might have forgotten to add?
Yeah, for as being afraid and being afraid for my life and everything like that, and suffering cruel and unusual punishment. And the 8th Amendment, these laws are protected through the due process clause of the 14th Amendment, and they was violated. And by them coming to that house like that, and it could have been I could have been in the shower, anything like that. But other than that, they really was scaring me, basically.
All right, that's, all right, sir. I have no further questions, board members.
All right. Panel ready to vote?
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion at this time. And the motion is that we continue this hearing until Mr. Martin gets a full mental health evaluation. After that evaluation, he should be put on the appropriate medication. And when stable, this hearing needs to be rescheduled.
I concur.
Okay, all right. There's been a motion to continue this matter to have Mr. Martin have a full mental health evaluation, and after that evaluation, be placed on the appropriate medication and then returned here for a hearing. And I concur with that. So that's our vote today. We're going to continue this matter. Mr. Martin, to order a full mental health evaluation. And after that evaluation, to determine whether or not you need appropriate medication. And once that medication is administered, we'll return to this hearing.
Can I say one more thing?
Sure.
Because they will take advantage of me if I don't have nobody to represent for me and stuff like that. They will take advantage of me with dealing with my mental condition.
I'm sorry, what was the last point?
I said they will try to take advantage of me with my mental condition, like they're like overtalk me like real fast. They take me fast. They try to take me fast.
Understand. Well, we're going to order that they do a mental health evaluation on you and make those determinations.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good luck to you, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Have a blessing.
Sir, now when you got out of jail before, you were fine, weren't you? Didn't they do a good job with you? When you got out on June 13th or 17th or whatever, weren't the mental health had really helped you? What you doing good?
Yes, ma'am, I was. Yeah, I was doing.
So we're hoping the same thing this time.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. They're gonna do good just like they did before.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You done there? Okay, we'll close out at Bossier Medium.